but we need to be very. So we just need to be very careful to not be arrogant and prideful. And I think that we need to get in the streets and to be able to save and love as many people as we can. And when I say save, I'm not talking about just their souls, I'm talking about their lives. We need to be feeding people, taking care of people, looking out for people. Because the way the government is happening with this change in AI, it's going to put a lot of people out of work. So we need to be more compassionate about the human race.
And particularly January seems to have crossed a line. Do you feel like that's what's happened?
I do. I also get a little tired of Hollywood jackasses coming out and telling us what to think. And
That's bit.
Billie Eilish telling me that, that it's stolen land. I'd love to see her turn her keys back to her multi-million-dollar mansion to whomever's going to come over.
But if they don't like it, don't listen.
We're sitting here listening to all this and these sorts of people. Nobody cares
What
what
sorts
Hollywood
of people
thinks.
are
Nobody cares what they think.
appreciate it.
And I really like Jennifer
No,
Lawrence
that's true.
talking about, finally, she said, I'm not going to speak politically because nobody listens to us.
You know,
And I think
that's
she's
not
100% right.
That is not true.
Grammys was the most disturbing, sickening thing I've seen in a very long time. The bloodsuckers of the Hunger Game decided to take it upon themselves to flaunt their $100,000 worth of clothing as they follow a trend by pinning a button that says "Ice Out" on their chest. This is absolutely ridiculous, especially knowing the fact that the Epstein file has been updated the last 48 hours and nobody's speaking about that. Every year is something. Last year was Ukraine. The year before that, they were all going around wearing Chuck E. Cheese buttons. Who knows? These people do not care whatsoever. Make no.
From checkups to prescriptions to care for pregnant women,
Make no mistake, people, everybody that was in that Grammy room, they got some demons that we never imagined. Trevor, which is another one of those beta male liberals, decided to mock Nicki Minaj because Nicki Minaj had allied herself with Donald Trump, which is the most common sense thing to do. Everybody is just basically jumping her, and that right there tells you a lot about loyalty. Not only loyalty, but tell you exactly how Hollywood works. None of them people in that room is sane. They are all sick. For all them black artists to get on that stage, I believe Kendrick Lamar basically support illegal immigration, knowing the fact that Joe Biden and that administration brought all these illegals up in here for one purpose and one purpose only. We understand that black people were starting to vote Republicans in a drove, and they knew that. So what they said was, hey, we need people to replace the black community, and that is one of the main reasons why they let these people in here, so they can vote, because they thought if they let them in here and give them all this, that they would vote. The fact that you know that, Kendrick, and you still sit on that stage, and you protect these illegal immigrants, knowing that the illegal immigrants was ultimately going to replace black Americans in this country, makes me sick.
I just told you a little while ago, these leaders that they call leaders, this included Lena Horne, this included Dick Gregory, and this included comedians, comics, trumpet players, baseball players. Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader. These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the black community by the white community and have been made celebrities and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear.
Mr. Danz, I'm going to give you the first word on this, but before you do that, I wanted to add that last clip there just to show you that early on we were the guinea pigs. Now they're using the celebrities and the entertainers to push their false agenda on everybody at this point. Minister Danzo, what's your thoughts? Go wherever you want to go with it.
If stupid was a crime, most of Hollywood would be in jail for life. No question about it. That's just a fact. The people out there, they're actors. They think that they're brilliant. They're just crazy people. But it's sad to see people like Kirk Franklin trying to get on the bandwagon. That's a travesty in itself. You may not have seen the clip that Billie Eilish statement she made during the awards. But she said no one is illegal on stolen land. And the man was talking in the CNN clip. I mean, he stole my comment. If that's the case, why don't you give up your land? Listen, can those illegals come to your property and set up shop? You see, no one's asking those kind of questions. But that's what they're doing. They're grandstanding. And it's sad. I really think it's really sad. Proverbs 18:2 says that a fool has no delight except to hear their own opinion. And that's what you see being propagated. They just love to hear themselves talk. But I would just love to see somebody, when they speak stupidly, at that very point, ask them a pointed question. And the fact that happened with in one of the interviews, a Hollywood celebrity, I forgot his name, but he had a ice tag on his coat. And the reporter asked, "What does that tag, that badge mean?" And he said, well, you can just come up with anything you want to think of. He couldn't say anything. He couldn't, because he knew he was just grandstanding. He was fronting. And a lot of them are like that. They're being fed what to say because they can't think themselves. Stupidity is becoming a very serious crisis in our nation today.
Well, this is a usual disappointment. There was a time when the Grammys and the Oscars were awarded based on metrics. Usually for talent, for some accomplishment, for musicality, for writing, singing, to really showcase the excellence in the arts. And in the absence of these metrics, which it certainly seems to be now, in the absence of this metrics, what you have is a public group self-pleasure session. These people are just pleasuring themselves for the benefit of each other. Only they like them. Only they think that their work is great. Only they are in their own club, and they are awarding themselves for how well they did at being themselves this year. And talent seems to have taken a backseat to all of this. But more than just this, I think what's really behind a lot of this is we have substituted and we have used talented people in music and in movies and in the arts to no longer be practitioners of their particular talent, but to be messengers of particular ideologies. So when you look at where the funding, where the real impetus between getting something off the ground comes from, it often comes from people who have very clear ideologies and have an idea of what they want this country to be. And now the musician and the actor and the singer now serve no longer as the artist, but they serve as a messenger so that they can hide the message of the people who pay them inside the art. And that's really what they're rewarding these people for. They're really rewarding them for excellence in hiding the message inside the art. And they're paying them. That is the way they are laundering the money to the messenger. Because a lot of this stuff isn't selling. A lot of these people can't make money selling music or selling movies. Streaming has cut all of that off. So the way they are using the artists now, since you can't make money just doing pure art and appealing to the public with your talent, now you have become the messenger for powerful ideologies, and they are paying you, they are laundering money to you for successfully messaging the message.
And these people, these so-called artists, they know they don't have talent. So what they're looking for is they're replacing this political ideology for their talent. Again, like Celeste said, their talent is not really selling anymore. It's manufactured. It's certainly not of the days of old when I grew up, where people actually created music and produced their songs, from scratch or handwritten notes, things like that. They're not
really sung.
Absolutely. They're not great in that stature anymore. And then one more thing, I thought about this. During the Roman times, the citizens of Rome, they went to the Colosseum to see acts. The gladiators, the magicians, the acrobatic acts and feats, things like that. They knew they were going to be entertained. They didn't go to the Colosseum to expect to see the politicians, the Senate, the Praetorian out there giving them a political message. They knew that. They were very clear about that. So again, I've never been one to put a celebrity on any pedestal. I love them for their talent. I can appreciate their artistry, things like that. Great, I will do that. But I've never been one to take, salivate at their quote unquote messages. Regardless, I put them in this place of, I'll go and pay for the entertainment I want to see. Just make sure you deliver on that. Other than that, stay out of my life.
All right. I just want to make 3 quick points. So one, the first clip you put on about what's his name? The singer.
Franklin.
Yeah, Kirk Franklin. And he said something that I don't think is talked or pushed back enough against. He said that we are here as Christians to help people, that we are here and we're supposed to help the immigrant and humble ourselves and things. That is Marxist woke Christianity, okay? The goal of Christian help is to restore people to responsibility. It's not to trap them in need. And we see this a lot on the left where they continue to push these talking points and they say it's Bible that we are supposed to take care of people. Biblical help aims to lift people up. It doesn't keep them down. And that is what the left, the Marxists, and the Democrat Party, their aim is to keep us in perpetual need on social services, on government dependency, so that we have no agency. They take our agency away. We are constantly dependent on them. The scripture says in Luke, give and it will be given to you. So again, giving is about fruit, not control. That's my first point. The second quick point I want to make, and we talked about this last night on Poppin' Politics. Folks, when they keep saying we are here on stolen land, firstly, it is a slap in the face to every Black American here, all right? It reframes us as perpetual outsiders, okay? We're not here on stolen land. And this goes for my white sisters and brothers as well. America is ours, okay? We belong here. And when they say these types of things, it says our roots don't count, all right? We know that more white people died in the Civil War than Black soldiers, all right? So we gotta stop, we gotta push back against this, all right? If anyone earned the right to call America home, it's Black Americans. Don't sit out here and tell me I'm here on stolen land. Okay, again, most of these people who came to the Grammys, these celebrities and things, they're frauds. They're frauds.